Hello, welcome to a Wiggy's Workbench. My name's Chris and this is issue 4 of the Deagostini half-scale R2D2 build. So in this episode it looks like we're going to be powering up the LED cluster, I think. But the one thing I didn't do was put these two pieces together. Now I thought it said do a test fit, but it actually wants us to put it together, I think. So that just slots on there like that. Also in this issue you do get the battery pack, but you do not get the batteries to put in it. So you will need 3 AA batteries so that we can test the lights in this issue. So, first part. I think this is to pivot his leg. Now it says there's 2 notches, which are these 2 notches just here. And you have to put these in face down. So just drop that into there like that. It says twist the pivot in a direction. Twist the pivot in the direction indicated until the tangs lock against the 2 stops of the white plastic moulding. Okay, so if we turn this over, there's 2 little stops, just there and there. So we just want to twist that and it should lock into place. It says it's going to lock into place. Yeah, there's 2 little tiny notches in there, so that's quite tough. We don't actually need this piece on, so I'm going to take that piece off for now. So, to get them it's not quite locked into place. I don't know why it's... There we go. That's the top one. And that's the bottom. So, happy days. So yeah, the drawing showed that we put this on, but we don't actually need that on at the moment. So, yeah, I think... So I need to get some glue on that. I think it's because the leg might be slightly bent. Hopefully that'll straighten up afterwards. Now we need to align the LPR10 with the lower end of the leg assembly, noting the 2 pins that match the large holes in the main outer plates. So it's asking us to do that. Again, hopefully, it's quite a loose fit, but again I think we're going to have stuff on the other side at a later date to tie it all together, and that'll probably be the same with that actually. So yeah, I'm not going to glue them, purely because I think when we get the other part of the leg that's going to screw through that and pull that all in, so I'm going to leave the gluing of that for a while. I don't know why it's asking us to put that on there at the moment, because it's just going to keep falling in and out, isn't it? But, so anyway, that's that piece done. So now we can bring this in and our LED cluster. So it's asking us to plug the battery pack into here. These pins are a little bit stronger, but again, if you have to force it, then you're putting it in the wrong way. let's add the batteries. Slide the lid back on. I'd already taken the screw out of this before, so I'll just put that back in. Again, don't have to over tighten it, just finger tight. You don't want to ruin the thread. So to test, switch the battery box on. So we got a switch on. Oh yeah, we got a switch on the battery box underneath. That's the battery box. Then press the switches marked S1 and S2 in turn to check the processor indicator LED changes to the correct colour. Okay, so let's press switch 1. We have, sorry for the glare, but if I shut it down you can see we have a nice blue light. Okay, and if we press S2 we have a nice red light. Okay, so we know our little processing board's good, and we know all our LEDs are good. So we're good to go with that. But what I'm going to do is just take the batteries out, because I don't want any battery leakage before we get to use it. So I'll just take these back out again. I've only ever had a battery leak on me once, and that was on one of my remote control cars. And it was in the transmitter, so that rendered that useless. I had to go and buy a new one, which wasn't exactly cheap. So every time now I always take the batteries out. If I'm not using it, take the batteries out. Put the screw back in again before the carpet monster gets hold of that. Batteries to one side, away from the magnets. Okay. So that does us for issue 4. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in issue 5. Bye.